Someone from my Discord server recently suggested that I should watch Hat Atelier. It's a good anime, I will say, apart from some really stupid moments which we aren't gonna talk about today. Instead, what caught my attention way more was the awful system of learning they have in place for the apprentice witches. It's seemingly normal even for single witches to have their apprentices live with them. Keep in mind that these apprentices are mostly just kids. Like, don't get me wrong, Kifri is a very kind person and I'd probably trust my own kids to go live with him. But is that true for all the other ones? Surely you see where I'm getting at. It's a gamble that I personally would never take, and I can almost guarantee based on probability alone that some witch is definitely out there reducing these kids. Not to mention, even if you take away that aspect of it, it's still like extremely bad for the children, since they'd basically have to leave their parents, which are everything to them at that age, and have to grow up without a father or a mother figure in life. And even that in the best case scenario, where the teacher is so good that they're basically a replacement for one of the two figures. Most witches probably are not that good at parenting, so they'd be living with complete strangers, which would be even harder on their mental health, like being stranded into the woods, just with enough food and shelter. Also, I noticed while watching the anime that the witches probably have their own stuff to take care of, and are busy as hell most of the time, meaning even less attention to the well-being of the kids. Don't even get me started on the isolation factor. How exactly are human children supposed to develop their social skills in an environment where they'd at most be interacting with 3 to 4 people in the most important development stage of their lives, which will ultimately shape their self-identity further down the road? Maybe I can understand the isolation part because they're keeping a big secret about magic from the general public. But why not just gather a lot of children in the same place rather than keeping them separated? Also, aren't most apprentice mages some relatives of actual mages? Why again is it necessary for them to leave their home to learn magic? It's not like they're practicing 24/7 even when they're living with their teachers, and the teachers themselves are out to do work most of the time anyways. Why not just have like a 6-hour school thing instead? I don't know. I know that a lot of witches do actually live together in the Grand Hall, but I'm just confused as to why they'd allow otherwise in the first place. There are just so many things that can go wrong here. What pisses me off even more is how easy a fix to all of this is. Just make a rule stating that if you don't want to live near the Grand Hall, you cannot have apprentices. That's it, that's literally it. That way, not only will the isolation problem be solved since everyone can keep an eye out on each other, the kids will be happy, the witches will be happy, and I'll be happy.